Hey everybody, welcome back to CSS.dev. This is October 10th, although technically I'm recording this on October 11th. Yeah. I had to skip a day because I wasn't feeling too well last night, and the baby was sick too, so had to spend last night in the bed instead of in front of my computer. But the cool thing about CSS.dev and having a nice, having a nice browser, I could record in the bed. Of course, it's on the phone, and the aspect ratio is a little bit different, but, it's still here. I still did it, right? Little pat on the back. Cool. Anyway, our shape here is like a P and a Q. Essentially, it's like a reflected image there. If you broke this down, you got a circle, and you got a line that goes down to the bottom. So I think I mentioned before that some developers, they have something called webkit something reflect. Shape reflect, maybe? Anyway, if you were to do that, you would create a container div that holds these two shapes, which is the circle and then the rectangle that goes down to the bottom. And then you webkit reflect this thing. Boom, it's on the other side. You offset it a little bit. One of these recordings, I will show you what I'm talking about. There are other CSSBattle devs out there that are recording these, and they'll show you. They do a great job. But for me, I think I don't know, I like to keep it simple, keep it straightforward. I made 4 divs rather than 3. So, sue me for increasing character count, but I think it's just good practice anyway. I should start practicing doing different things just for a variety of skills. Sue me. Yeah, me and my baby were sick last night. You might notice in the video I pause at times. It's like the same frame for more than 10 seconds. That's the baby crawling on me. Or asking for juice or water or I don't know, snacks, whatever. I'm just hanging out in the bed last night, doing the bedtime thing, Yeah, kids, man. Hey, if anybody can relate, put it in the comments. So, I think we've seen this before, right? We do the body tag. Some people use a star tag, which essentially means everything. And if you do like a star tag, it's less characters. But I like to use body. You got the background, and then you'll see margin is 0 because we want those rectangles to be flush with the side of the body, with the bottom especially. And then, yeah, you'll see I do div absolute because I need to play around with these numbers, get them to the particular spot that I want. There's no like automatic spacing on this one. Although I wonder if I'd flexed it, if I could do like space around or something, or space between, which makes it even around each div or even between each div. But I don't think the spacing is that like specific on this particular exercise. I do use flex in other exercises, especially when things are centered. I just find it easier than making the what's it called? The margin 50% and then translating it back negative 50%. I think flex does take more characters. So if you're looking to win the race, don't use flex, but that's what I do. And then you'll see again, instead of using classes, I put in 2 IDs for one curly brace. You play around with the width and the height, trying to get things right. Border radius is 50% for the first 2 shapes because you need those circles. And whenever you need a circle, it's always border radius 50%. You want some rounded edges, you can mess around with the border radius. There's some exercises you could do, or some tutorials, some walkthroughs that show you how to use border radius more intricately. But for most things, you just need a circle. Just need a circle. Yep. I was considering what to do with these videos in the future, because I think I mentioned before that there's some dead time sitting here talking about what I did. So I wonder, I've seen other recordings of people like just fast forwarding the entire process and putting some music in the background. The thing that I wanted to change with those videos is listen to the developer that's putting in this code, and listen to why they did it the way they did. Because the thing with web dev is that there are so many different ways to do the same thing. Like I think I just mentioned, your flex or your center div could have multiple ways of doing it. You could do it specifically by like the count of pixels, or you could do it by percentages, or you could do it by overshooting the margin and then translating it backwards. And it's not just in CSS. Um, in JavaScript too. If you have a problem and you Google it, there's probably 4 different solutions out there, and each one of them works. And it's just whatever you prefer, whatever you think is easiest to remember, or whatever you think is easiest to understand, whatever has the least bit of code. It all depends, man. Each of these things, they use different libraries. They use different functions. Some of them build from the bottom up. It's crazy, man. I've played with Python and Java. Everything seems pretty straightforward with that, and C# as well. If you're doing like Unity, the tutorials on specific functions are pretty straightforward. You have to do it this way. Be careful doing it this way because it may create bugs. I guess that's why people don't like JavaScript so much, because there are so many different ways to do a thing. It just creates bugs because it. Got to look at the overall picture, what you're trying to accomplish. Yeah, I was thinking about what to do for my future videos, but I'm only like 6 videos in, so maybe I don't need to consider my future just yet. Anyway, you could see I lump in a lot of these IDs when they're the same shape, and then I kind of pull out one specific attribute that needs to change. So like with our circle, the only thing that needs to really change is its position. And same with the rectangle, because the colors are the same, the shape is the same, the length, the height. Anyway, I'm trying to keep these videos 10 minutes or less, so we are about there. I gotta go record the 11th, so I'll see you there. Bye.